Hello, hello, you guys. I'm back, and I just want to start by thanking you all so much for all of your support. So many comments on my last video, and subscribes and shares and likes. I just really, really appreciate all of you, and all the support I've gotten. I am still, like all of you, working through everything that's been coming up for me. But I'm, peeling it back layer by layer and doing really well. And I know I'll get through it. I know I'll succeed because that's who I am and that's who you all are. So, so keep up the good work. I know you're all doing it because you've been sharing your stories with me, and it's amazing. So thank you so much. By popular demand, I'm going to do another you versus them reading for divine compliments, which is sort of divine partnerships, relationships, twin flames, or I don't know, divine counterparts, however you want to call it. It's a little more than your average relationship. So we're going to do that. This will not resonate for everybody. We're going to be telling two stories here, one for them and one for you. And if it doesn't resonate, then we just aren't hitting your story today. So maybe another reading will cover that. Don't try to make it fit or anything like that. And also, if I'm reading the them pile and it sounds more like you can also reverse the roles. That makes total sense to me. And just take it as it comes. Don't take it super seriously. I'm reading for lots and lots of people. So, so all kinds of things can come out, all right? So we're going to get started with the Starman Tarot for them. I'm going to start with them, okay? So this is your divine compliment, whoever that might be. And we just want to get an idea of what their energy is like right now and what they're going through. Show us what they're going through. Anything they might want to communicate to you. Did pre-shuffle these and set my intentions. Okay. All right, so the first thing that came out was the Hanged Man. Okay. Second, we have the World. And third, we have the Five of Wands. I feel like even though, so the Hanged Man is sometimes indicative of a pause. And I do feel an element of that like, it's kind of like a moment to catch your breath. Let's put it that way. But like, I feel like this person has kind of been, I want to say dropped out of the sky. That's not really what I mean. But I mean, like, it's like the ground fell out from underneath them, right? Here's this like explosive energy up there. And in some way the ground fell out from underneath them. I don't know if they've had the wool ripped away from their eyes. They've just like realized something. They've seen something. They've had some kind of realization. But it's like that realization has completely turned their world around. It's like, I don't want to say twisted, that's negative, but it's like turn their perspective in a different way. And I feel like that was probably a paradigm busting kind of moment that they had. So it was almost a breakthrough. It was almost like a tower moment that I'm getting here, but it changed their perspective. And now they're just kind of here like, oh my God, now what? What next? Okay. I am really getting the feeling too that the pause is partially like, okay, I really want to put my best foot forward. Like, how do I move forward in this? What do I do? I want to do the right thing is kind of what I'm hearing. I want to put my best foot forward. And it's almost like their entire perspective on everything has changed with the world coming up here. The world does often and usually suggest a completion. So it may be that this realization, this change in perspective is like the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. But I'm definitely feeling like they had a paradigm shift. Like they see their world differently now. They see the possibilities differently now. I'm drawn to the third eye on this card, and it's quite possible this person has been going through a dark night of the soul. I'm hearing that now, that this is almost like a phase, you know, stepping out of that they've, you know, gone through some sort of awakening process. They've changed their perspective on what seemed to be very 3D in the past. Everything was just like normal, and now it's like they see a whole other layer of life. Okay, like on top of this grayness, there's this color now. And there's this new vision of a different reality, a different dimension. It might not feel exactly like a different dimension to them. It just depends on how 3D they are. If they're super 3D, they're opening that eye now and they're like, oh my God, there's so much more to life than what I've been living. And that's kind of what I'm feeling happening here with this person, whoever I'm connecting with. There is definitely this feeling of shedding the old. I'm really drawn to the snake also in this picture, and the roots coming through the sides of what looks like some kind of cathedral. And so I feel like this is kind of the transformation or the crumbling of the old, the crumbling of the established, okay, the establishment, whatever that means to you. So that could be, you know, just like your this person's established way of living. It could be that they're just, you know, completely changing their perspective on what their life purpose is. It could be, I mean, it could literally be that they're leaving one way of living their life and moving on to another, okay? So it could be a lot of different things. But when I am, the major thing I'm getting here is this big change and shift in perspective accompanied with a new acceptance of a wider, a brighter, and a richer reality, okay? This is causing a ton of internal conflict for them, though. So do be patient and kind, because I feel like this person is inside now fighting a battle. You know, they've been through these battles a number of times, but this is like, I'm almost feeling like they are picturing so since the possibilities are wider, the possibilities for conflict are wider for them too right now. Like they see themselves, I'm almost seeing like, it's clearly because of this character here. I'm almost seeing like a superhero or like Spider-Man, like jumping between buildings. Whereas before that never would have seemed possible to them in their minds. And now it's almost like they're seeing how the impossible may be possible. And yet this brings up so much conflict for them. So much more structure busting that they need to do in order to fit into this new paradigm that they have on some level already accepted. Okay. All right, let's see what else is going to come up here. How are they feeling right now? Let's get how are they feeling right now. How are they feeling right now? I'm definitely getting the feeling of overwhelm right now while I'm good. This is good. So this is the Three of Wands, and you can see in this card there is all this stuff going on, all these possibilities, right? We're just talking about the possibilities. And so I do feel like, you know, there is this feeling of overwhelm with all of the different potentialities out there. But there's also this feeling of wonderment and of like, I almost feel like they're saying, I didn't know my life could be like this. I didn't know that this was available to me somehow. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that all this time I was headed for this or something like that. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's wonderment combined with a little bit of sensory overload. It's like seeing through the matrix is the words that I'm hearing now, which goes along nicely with everything we've just said. And it's almost like here are the buildings, here is the matrix, you know, but he's seeing through it. This guy is like seeing through it to all the different possibilities that are coming toward him. He does see himself at this point being able to receive those things. He sees that there's an open pathway, that, you know, it's a choice that he has made. Whatever it is that they're choosing at this time, whether it is, you know, your relationship or it is just the new paradigm itself, that choice I feel has been made. It's a matter of allowing it to then integrate. I'm hearing the word integrate, filter into the energy system, filter into the consciousness, so that they are then living it in their, not only in their 5D world, but they're living it in their 3D world as well, because right now they are definitely interacting with it in their 5D. So this person is probably having dreams or seeing like signs and synchronicities having to do with either, I'm feeling like some of you, this person is really getting on their path, okay? They're understanding what it is they're supposed to do with their life now. And for some of you, this is really about your relationship with them. So it's a little of both, possibly both, literally. And so this is a big step for them out of that 3D world that they were just like literally dumped on their heads out of. Okay. So they are feeling, I asked about their feelings. And so this makes me feel like they're feeling a sense of wonderment and overwhelm and excitement as well. There's some excitement for the future. Like, what does this really mean? I didn't realize that life could be this way. I didn't realize this was available to me. Okay. Since this is a relationship reading, I want to know, what are they feeling about you? What are they feeling? Oh, hi. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, I made a mess. All right, so the first card that came out is the Ten of Cups. All right. Second card that came out is the Eight of Swords. Third card that came out here is the Nine of Cups. And the final card that came out with this is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. This energy feels super legit right now, I'll be honest. So this Ten of Cups is like, this is like their fulfillment, but that fulfillment is really radical at this time. Like, they just didn't, and it could be because I'm using this deck of cards and it's like super crazy and psychedelic, but I feel like they just didn't realize what was available to them. It's like they had been settling for what was expected in, you know, whatever job they didn't really want or like, but was making money, or, you know, just a family life that was not fulfilling, or, you know, just they were settling for something other than what they could have dreamt up on their own, okay? It's almost like they didn't realize what they wanted until it was presented to them. I know that sounds weird, but I just really feel like it's all part and parcel of this opening of the third eye that's showing up here with the world, okay? This sort of new perspective. And note that the first card here is the only one so far that's kind of dark, and everything else from there has been like crazy explosive. Like this is almost like it's almost like they're tripping. You know what I mean? Like they feel like they're tripping, I think. So this is that fulfillment. They realize that there's more to it. There's like a magical layer to life, not to sound cheesy, but like there's a magical layer to life that they had never considered before. And they are now, I feel like, integrating that as they integrate these energies into their energy system and their own physical body. It's like it's shifting everything for them. Next, though, is the Eight of Swords here. Now, the Eight of Swords is traditionally kind of being bound up and held back by your own mental processes. And that may be a little bit of what's going on here with this waiting period. It's almost like there's some fear to step forward into this thing, into this unknown, okay? It's represented here by a coffin. And so this is like an Egyptian sarcophagus. And for me, it's like it represents the death, the unknown, like traversing into the unknown, the underworld, having that transformational experience. And so this is sort of a moment, a pause where they are still, you know, I'm not even going to say with this card stuck, because we know that, you know, by its very nature, death is a transformation. It's changing energy from one form to another, right? So I feel like this is just that period where they're like in this incubation, in this chrysalis, and they are going to be able to break out of that as this, after this integration of these new energies transpires more fully, okay? This is where they're focused at this point. It's like, I think I've mentioned gap analysis on here before. It's like, this is where you are, this is where you want to be, and it's like they are, with this card showing up, the Three of Wands, they are very much in the process of figuring out how to fill in that blank. How do you get from here to here? All right. They're feeling like you're the way. Okay. That's what I just heard. They're feeling like, you know, you have something to offer them. Now, I'm not saying that every one of them is sitting there being like, this person is my destiny. You know what I mean? I feel like there might be a degree of that in there for a lot of you, but for some of them, they're looking at you and they're seeing you're teaching them something. Okay. You're showing them the way, and just by existing, just by doing what you do, okay, and by supporting them in the way that you do on the energetic realm. They are feeling, though, you know, with all this coming out, I do feel like, you know, this is like a wish come true to them. And in a lot of ways, I'm really feeling like it's about life on a larger level. It's like you are the catalyst to show them that there is more to life. You were part of lifting the mask off of their face and allowing them to see what was available to them. And part of what's available to them is that relationship, that connection, that divine connection with you, okay? And so it's become that kind of wish, and in the desiring, I was seeing this as like a flame. It's not, I don't know what it is. It's like a hand that looks like a flame. But it's like the desiring of that wish fulfillment now. I just feel like you blew their world open in a way that they just never could have even conceived of before. And so these two cards kind of go together with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is like to me, this is like what is possible emotionally, and this is like what is possible in the 3D when integrating this kind of wish fulfillment energy. I just think that they never thought that this was possible, is really the vibe I'm getting from all of this. This really is it's like a new you, but it's a new them. Okay, it's like they've had a major transformation to get here. I feel like many of them have lost some of their codependent behaviors or are in the process of losing them. That's coming through for me with this card. So any codependency on a past partner, on an abusive or maybe just, not supportive partner or family, a job that's driving you into the ground. So much of that, almost all, I'm hearing almost all of it is like really breaking away at this point. Like there's not a lot of the old left with real roots, with real attachments to them. It's as if they've been able to break it away through this huge transformation and change in perspective, right? Their entire world shifted. And it shifted into this. It shifted into this state of empowerment and the state of self-sufficiency and the state of knowing that they can survive without these things that have actually been hurting them. Okay? So whoever they are, or you, if this is really you, that's like, you deserve huge kudos for that, because that's hard. That's the hard work. And it's like some of it came in fast, like a flash. Some of it they are still fighting through. Much of it feels like wonderment and awe. Okay? So it's a very interesting time they seem to be going through. I'm going to get a quick animal card, because we're now at 22 minutes. An animal card for them. Our animal spirit card. Antelope spirit. Life is, oh my gosh, 3 are here. Antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. So that makes total sense. Total paradigm shift. They see it all coming in fast and furious, and it's like amazing, I think, is like that feeling. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. And so I think that's a message about just surrendering to all this change. This is huge change. And I feel like, again, here's that third eye. It's confusing. And some of them need to surrender into the trust of the divine or or spirit or the universe, that it is part of the plan. And this is not, your life going wild. This is part of the plan. Okay. And the third card that came out is Seahorse Spirit. Watch and wait. Seahorse Spirit. Watch and wait. And so that kind of, it echoes this Hanged Man card, where it's almost like, I feel like it also echoes Trust, which came out with the Koala Spirit card. And it's kind of like, just know that you're on the right path, and you'll receive the guidance that you're supposed to get when you're supposed to get it. And it's almost like, hold on. I'm hearing like, buckle up, hold on for the ride, whatever that is. This is also watch and wait. You know what I mean? And it's not that energy of waiting. One of the readers I watch sometimes says this all the time. I can't remember which one it is. It's not the energy of waiting. It's the energy of knowing you've put something into it and then allowing it to come in then and manifest for you. There's a time to work, a time to manifest, and there's a time to allow then to receive, to allow it to come to you. All right. And so this is being in that sort of more feminine receiving mode for a little bit, while some of this stuff integrates and comes to you. Okay. Whoever your divine counterpart, needs to step a little bit into their feminine nature, whether they're divine feminine or masculine, doesn't matter, in order to allow I'm hearing allow these things to come in, okay? These changes to take place, to take root, this new paradigm to really become part of their 3D reality, because it does and will. Okay, so that is them. Now we're going to do you. And for you, I'm going to use the Spalia Tarot again. I know I'm obsessed. I'm going to start with energies for you that popped, okay? That was the Lovers that popped. So you've got this relationship on your mind big time. You also may have been making choices surrounding this relationship. You know, some people legitimately, am I going to continue in this direction? Next, we have the 10 of Coins. So that's some good mirroring. They had the 10 of Cups. You've got the 10 of Coins. Let's see what else wants to come out. King of Swords. Actually, I'm going to stop there for right now. Okay, so the Lovers is here. I do feel like in some cases this is about a choice this time. Some of you were about to abandon ship, I feel like. I feel like some of you were like, I've been promised all of these great transitions. I felt like this person was changing. I felt like the situation was changing, but it didn't change. And the reason it didn't change is like on some level, right? There are two here and they're both this crazy pink color, right? It's like on some level, it's because you're doing the same thing. You're mirroring them. So if you feel like they're not changing, look at the ways you're not changing. Okay, what is it that you need to do right now in order to help usher in this new energy? They really are changing on a deep soul level, it looks like according to the cards. So whoever's resonating with this, they really are changing. Are you? You know, that's the question. Are you? So focus, you know, turn it on yourself for a minute and say, what is it that I've been avoiding? Now, I'm saying this because, you know, A, I'm hearing it for you, but B, I do know that a lot of us have been, and because I'm one of them, have been avoiding some of the changes that we need to make for ourselves in our personal lives. Like, and those are different for all of us, okay? But there are shifts that we need to make too, okay? You have been putting a lot of it, you know, a lot of focus. Here's this arrow here with Cupid. A lot of focus on this partnership. And it's almost like you're overly focused, I feel like. I feel like you're forgetting to turn it in on yourself a little bit. So, so definitely let's remember to do some of that. And in all honesty, even though the King of Swords came up last, I kind of feel like there's a little bit of that energy coming out in this. And just to say, let's be logical here for a minute. You can't expect a 180-degree turn from this other person while you're just sitting there waiting. Like, that's not how this works. You know, you're going to need to logically say to yourself, like, okay, I know what this process is like. I know that I'm going to need to balance myself. I know that I've been getting guidance to clear this or that. I need to do that work now. I need to commit to it, and I need to methodically do it and not just keep getting stuck in my head. You know, the King of Swords is very much, he is very capable and very communicative. If there's something you need to communicate, that could be another message for some of you. I just feel like a lot of you have not been making those releases that you should have been making since at least the full moon, okay? So think about that. I feel like the King of Swords came up in the you energy last time because I remember telling one of my clients, remember the King of Swords. And so there's more of that to be done. I do feel like there's a sense of a mild codependency that needs to be released. Like the King of Swords does not give a shit. He does not depend on anyone, right? He is his own person and he is fully capable of achieving, defending, and, you know, knowing when it's time to rest, and with the Four of Swords and whatever. So you need to make sure that you're not overly mentally focused on the other person because you need to focus back in on yourself, okay? I'm getting a lot of that. Now, right in the middle of those cards came the 10 of Coins. And I feel like this is kind of a reassurance that, like, if you are not seeing progress in the 3D, that it's there. It's blooming, okay? You just aren't seeing it yet. It's through this portal. It shows up maybe a little later. It shows up maybe more in the spring, okay? With the spring showing up here. I know I've been pulling a lot of cards that refer to Aries season. So it could be that for some of you it shows up in Aries season. Not everybody, so nobody set their calendars to that and then, like, manifest some kind of blockage because I said it would happen in Aries season and then you're too focused on that, okay? That causes blockages, so I hate to do that. But do know that there, you know, whether it's springtime or just a new springtime, right? A new beginning, it's coming. It's on the horizon. It's through this portal. And I'm also just getting this feeling that many things need to fall into place in order for this to happen, okay? A lot of people are involved. It's not just about you and them. And on your side and their side, there absolutely might be people and changes that, you know, people that need to take a new path, changes that need to be made in all kinds of areas of life. I'm also hearing the distinct message to enjoy the now. Enjoy your time now because things are changing. You will never be at this place again in your life, okay? So enjoy every moment of it, of whatever it is, you know, whether it's enjoying sort of that 9 of Pentacles energy where you're, you know, potentially by yourself and single and truly celebrating and enjoying a sense of independence, right? It could just be enjoying the bounty of your life as it is now and really respecting, loving, and showing gratitude for that abundance, okay? I'm feeling that we need to show gratitude for the abundance that we have at this time in the form that it's showing itself. Stop focusing always on what is not here because that is the opposite of abundance. That's showing you what you don't have. You want to focus on what you have and how that for you also is a form of abundance, okay? So that's very important. I feel like for you, the messages are very much about refocusing back on yourself at this time and being grateful and showing gratitude for what you have at the moment. Let's see. We asked how they are feeling. Let's see what the advice is for you. Just assuming that you are the one watching this video, what's the advice for you? So the readings are not going to parallel exactly, but aha. What is the advice for you? Whew. Okay. So the first card that popped out is the Fool. This to me is right now, I'm just getting this carefree feeling, okay? You would see she's standing there in her white dress holding a flower on the edge of a cliff. She is carefree. She does not care. She is like dancing on the edge of possibilities and it's like flirting with danger or something like that. Don't go do something dangerous. Please don't do that. I just feel like it's a little bit what I was talking about here. Living your life as it is right now to the fullest. Okay? Living life with joy and abandon at this moment. And that inviting in all of the things, all of your manifestations, all of the things that you are desiring to come in. Because if you do this, what we have showing up immediately is the Two of Cups with the Star, right? All your hopes and dreams. With the Ace of Wands, your new beginning, your passionate new beginning. And finally, the King of Coins showing up here. Okay, that grounded that grounded partner in the physical world, in the 3D, okay? This could also be you. This could also be you as that grounded partner. You know what I mean? So it's like taking yourself from this energy of codependency into this energy of sovereignty. I'm hearing sovereignty and stability. But I also feel that this is your partner because they are going through a similar but different transitional process right now, transformational process. Okay, so living life with this kind of joyful abandon in the now allows you, I mean, there's the undertone of the new beginning with the Fool always, okay? So it allows you this new beginning. It brings in for you, you know, this Two of Cups with the Star. This is that pairing of your wildest dreams, right? Not to sound too cheesy again, because that's not usually my style, but that's kind of what this is saying to me. The one thing I don't love is this girl is wearing a mask. So let's just be aware of any masks we're still wearing and be sure to be in our total and complete authenticity. This time in this, you know, when you are just like celebrating who you are in the now, is that time to be in your total authenticity, right? She's standing there wearing white. It reflects every color, okay? So that it's like a blank slate, your authenticity. Make sure that you're working on that and being sure to be there and show up. And I'm hearing that this allows you to be able to show up for this other person, okay? Because right now in the energy that you're in, you're not showing up for the other person. You're in that energy of like demanding and codependency and waiting. Now, not everybody so much, some more than others, of course, so don't take this super personally, but do take it as guidance and just look at where you may be doing that and where you may still be wearing a mask. But in the end, this kind of authenticity brings you this much desired divine complement, you know, the yin to your yang. Okay? With these, like, I don't know what they are. If they're lilies, or they may be cyclamens, or they might be orchids. I don't know what they are. But they remind me of the lilies card in the Lenormand deck, and it's like, this is a long time coming, okay? This has been in progress since the beginning of the universe or something. So this, like, truly is, if you're wondering if this is a divine complement, this truly is, because I just feel like this has been coming in since the beginning of the universe, through lifetimes, right? Through incarnations. This is that new beginning then that you get, you know, by being in your authenticity, by just allowing things to happen, and by looking closely at yourself. So I'm also feeling, this to me looks like ignition, you know, like blast off, like lighting the way. Like the first person lighting the way or something. This is something new coming in. And this is excitement and passion and like just, I feel like it sets your life on fire in a good way. Okay? And it also grounds and stabilizes. This is that King of Coins. This could literally be your divine complement. This is like the card that shows up for the father, the husband, the grounded provider, basically. So this could be both of you, and ideally it's both of you, because ideally you're both coming to a grounded place of balance and of mirroring. So you're both the same and you're both opposites at the same time. I know that's paradoxical, and yet, you know, that's kind of, that's what this is. That's what this is about. Here you have the coin and the moon just sort of balanced here. So I'm feeling like, if we're having like a Taurus full moon coming up at all, or new moon, look for something there, look for transitions there, grounding there. I'm also seeing this as a big chunk of ice, so I'm feeling like the ice is melting, like there's ice that melts after this like powerful ignition for you, okay? It may be that you need to melt your ice, that you are expecting them to come forward to you with so much warmth and excitement and passion, and here you are, you know, icy. But I do feel like in general, this is a great indicator of your achieving of balance, stability, and them also, okay, between the two of you. I don't have really a time frame on that, except for you should keep an eye out for a Taurus moon. That might be an extra message for you if your complement does have a Taurus moon. Okay, so let's get some animal spirit cards in for you. Animal spirit cards for you. Let's get one more. Oh, 2. 4. Yeah, 4. Okay, the first one that came out is believe in yourself. Okay, squirrel spirit. I think that's so important because part of why you're deflecting and not focusing on yourself like you need to be is because on some level, I'm hearing you think you're not, like on some level you feel like you're not worthy of this, or like it's not happening. Okay, it's almost like you feel like the other person has to do the work because you're afraid you might fail. All right. That's going to be more for some than others. Some of you are not having that issue, but that is definitely coming up strong, that you're afraid in some way you might fail. Next, co-create with spirit, the crow card, the crow spirit card. That to me is like, these are like these, and the next card I'm going to show, all go perfectly hand in hand with each other. Believe in yourself. The next step, co-create with spirit. Make that request, command, intention with spirit for what you want. And it should be focused on you, not them. Not, I want this relationship to come together. But, you know, that can be your intention and should be. But right now, it looks like, you know, you really need to say, it's my intention that I am able to identify and release those things holding me back, and that I am able to fully appreciate, love, and have gratitude for me in this moment, in the now. Okay? Next, we have hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. So not only are you trusting yourself, co-creating with spirit, but you're also trusting spirit. Okay? This is like a holy trinity of manifestation right here. Trust yourself, trust spirit. The two of you together make miracles. And finally, take time out. The brown bear spirit. And I'm really hearing that it is time for you to take time out in order to focus on this work. Okay? For me personally, I actually did take this week off. In order to do things like clean my house, clean up my closets, that kind of stuff. Because I've been guided to do that for months and I have not done it. So I'm feeling that it's okay to take time out for yourself, to focus on doing this work, to get yourself reset. And it allows you to focus in the now. It allows you to have this new beginning. Okay? It allows you to be this. Whatever that is for you. It's like a maiden. It's like this maiden energy of renewal and innocence and joy and hope. Okay? We need to renew that right now because it's a hugely transitional time. We're going to do that by making sure, you know, we've taken all of these masks off. That, you know, we've taken the time to objectively look at what's holding us back in this time out. Now, that does not mean you need to be working on yourself 24/7. You should legitimately take time to just have fun. And I feel like that's part of the message of the Fool here too. Okay? So legitimately take time out to just have fun. You need to be enjoying your life. It is not all about work or transformation. Okay? Some of that transformation takes place through enjoyment, fun, joy. Okay? All right, you guys, I truly enjoy this, and I hope that this is meaningful to you. Please let me know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit it, please. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let me know what you thought, how this resonated. And I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.